And we are live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Sanbonani dumelang, goeiemorgen, and welcome to the most fun you're going to have had since before lockdown. Gautrain on the move. My name is Zanele Potelwa, aka your champion, aka Zan with a plan. And the plan that you and I have today, honestly and truly, it's going to be everything and more. I can't thank you enough for joining us today because it is about to be a ride and a half. I hope you're strapped in, because let's go. Let's do this. Together, of course. Today, 10 teams will be racing against each other and the Gautrain schedule, of course. And only one will emerge the winner. Now, during lockdown, we were all itching to go places. And places many of us have all used the amazing Gautrain to get to. And now these 10 teams will remind us just how amazing it is to travel to these beautiful trains and with these beautiful trains. I will be here with you every step of the way, along with my two fellow presenters, Alicia Naidu and Alex Cage, who will be bringing you all the action and drama live from the Gautrain Management Agency and the stations. We'll be linking up with Alicia very shortly. But first, let's take a look at this, shall we?
The story of Gautrain is not about a train. It's about how far we have come. The faces we meet, the places we see, and our everyday lives journey. It's about a new energy that has come to life. A golden thread that connects Africa to the world, bringing jobs to people and people to jobs. It's a story of a new phase and pace of Gauteng's public transport. We have come a long way, and still we're on the move, faster than ever. This is a story of a province with a pulse that never stops. This is a story of an amazing ride as Gautrain comes to life. Phambili Gauteng, phambili.
Phambili, Gauteng, phambili, which of course means forward, Gauteng, forward. And this is what I love about the Gautrain, is that it continues to move us exactly in that direction. Now, one of the things I also love is the fact that, like we heard in that video, it's about a story. And so many different stories are shared on the Gautrain each and every day. And today, 10 teams have 10 stories to tell. But only one will be victorious, and this is why I am so excited. But let me tell you about something else that is so exciting. I know that today I think you can call me Oprah. In fact, let's call Gautrain Oprah, because you can be a winner. You can be a winner. You can be a winner. On our viewers page, we are running a poll where you can stand a chance to win an amazing prize. You will see 3 different questions where you can select an answer. However, some of the answers will only be made clear during the course of the event. So we hope you listen properly, because if you answer all 3 poll questions, please remember to leave a comment on the live chat stating poll complete with your email address. This will enter you into the competition, and you could walk away lucky, honey, and it could be a greater day than it already is. Our winners will be determined randomly for the 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. Let me say that again. The 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. If you win, I am open to making friends, and this could be lovely. But I wish you all of the luck, and make sure that you enter. But look, I think it's more than enough from me for now. Why don't we cross over to the Gautrain Management Agency in Midrand, where Alicia is waiting with some key guests from Gautrain, and of course, our intrepid competing teams. Let's go.
Welcome to the Gautrain Management Agency, where this incredible race is going to be kicking off this morning. I'm Alicia Seckham, and it's great to be joining you from this end. I'll be chatting to some of the key people that are integral to the running of the Gautrain, its management, its operations at the end of the day. And I'm honored to be introducing this morning, first up, CEO of the Gautrain. Thanks so much, William, for joining us this evening, this afternoon or morning. It's been a whirlwind ride so far to get to this point. 2020 has been a very tumultuous year, and one that the Gautrain has had to get grips with very quickly. Talk us through some of the changes and shifts you've had to trigger in order to cope through the pandemic.
Absolutely. As South Africa emerges from, the third wave of the pandemic, so too is Gautrain. From a shutdown in March and April last year, 2020, unprecedented worldwide sort of move away from public transport. We're so glad to be emerging and just reminding people that we're here. We've survived. We've got some great innovations to show you. We really are in a good space now to say, welcome back.
Okay, talk us through some of the safety precautions you put in place, because of course, that's going to be front of mind for anyone traveling.
So, every single day,
Give us the detail in other modes of transport.
yeah. So obviously we have our own buses, but at each station we've also got connections with BRT, other modes of transport. The one we're most comfortable with is the one where we in control of the timetable. So those would be our own buses and these minibus taxi services, we call the Gautrain mini buses. Branded, they look and feel like our trains, but they're actually owned by the Minibus Taxi Association. They collect fare revenue, they bring people to and from our stations, and then we transport them on the train. So it really makes sense from a business point of view. We get the fare revenue on the train, they get the fare revenue on the bus. Good and not going.
You talk about all the good stuff. What are some of the challenges to getting, an integrated, inclusive transport model working?
One of the big challenges is, of course, the way people pay for their trips. So again, we had our train system, which is really good, and it's integrated. You can pay for it with credit card, with debit card. But the problem is, the moment that you leave the Gautrain, how do you pay once you get onto another bus or BRT? And that's the big challenge. We've got to start integrating our ticketing system. One ticket, one province. So we're very glad to be assisting the province in developing and hopefully rolling out this integrated ticketing system.
It's one thing, all of that happening on the back end. Another thing, communicating it to the public, right? How does the public get grips with what's actually on?
Absolutely. And of course, we have our normal channels of communication. But today is a really special day for us because I think this is where we get to showcase it in action. It's one thing to put something out in social media saying Gautrain now accepts credit cards for payment. The other is to actually go and try and use it and see how it works. And then hop onto a BRT bus and use that same mode of payment. So today is really about showcasing these developments that we've been doing.
William, Stephen there, thanks so much for having been with us at the start of it all. Of course, this is William Dax, he's the CEO of Gautrain. Now, for those of you watching, you see there are a group of people that have been gathered right here today. They're raring to go and kick off, start this morning's challenge with a lot of enthusiasm. But before we go into the race, so take a look at live footage from a previous event, just to give you some sense of what to expect as we run this morning.
So we do it every October because October is Transport Month. And what we try to show, or we do show, is that public transport works in Gauteng. So we get a group of keen volunteers, they have lots of fun, but they get around the province only on public transport. And it's quite amazing. They get around very quickly, very safely, and it sends out a message that you can use public transport. So it's so easy to hop into a meter taxi or an Uber taxi and cheat. So the whole purpose of this is to make those connections. How do you get from Leabaya onto Gautrain, for example? Where do you catch a metro bus? And there's a bit of a challenge in there, and solving that challenge is what determines who the winner is at the end of the day. I mean, using cars is now going to become history. You know, we've got to start moving over to more environmentally friendly, smarter ways of moving around the city. Why sit in traffic, you know, when you can get around so quickly and efficiently?
Hands, hands up, so it's everybody. Perfect. Can I ask if I'm chatting to this kind of graph activity is forward? If I would, when I'm done, you guys, okay. So, yes. Yes. Perfect. 100%. Go, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. All right, what would a live stream be if it didn't have just a little bit of technical difficulties? We all know that these technical things, just a little bit of difficulty. But the one thing I can tell you is that getting from one station to another with Gautrain is never, ever difficult.
Right. Yeah, it's physically prepared. All right. Yeah. All right. I think, but yeah. Whiskey. Yeah. Whiskey. Yes. Right. Yes, you are. This is because first tell that this doesn't, yeah, they're going to take it. So, I got yeah. I was youngsters. I need so we yeah. So do it. All right. Actually, so I'm paid for this one. To expect this.
Not fair.
I'm not really. As your Tommy, all right. Well, it's a late. Are you? Yeah.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. All right. You've heard that. You have to take a look back. Would you put us your biggest where are people looking like I think you say cool. So,
He said, "Oh,
good. I mean, something else. When the team gets for a year, the just yeah. Kind of, but not that I would have to I'm the jump is different. The time. But it's in, yeah. If you get uh, what question. But, uh, yeah, so, for the move. Everybody, right, you should have to them. Please, man. So, like, that's going to be cash. Silent, silent. Yeah. Wondering. Gonna work. When you start to straight, you give it up. What last year? This up. You got.
I'm too excited and I'm hoping to get the grand prize.
This is my first time doing the race, and I heard people talking about it. So yeah, no, we're gonna show them that we are so amazing.
We do it every October because October is Transport Month. And what we try to show, or we do show, is that public transport works in Gauteng. So we get a group of keen volunteers, they have lots of fun, but they get around the province only on public transport. And it's quite amazing. The whole purpose of this is to make those connections. How do you get from Rayabaya onto Gautrain, for example? Where do you catch a metro bus? And there's a bit of a challenge in there, and solving that challenge is what determines who the winner is at the end of the day.
I think what was difficult about the race was the first clue that threw us off, because I thought it was Randburg and he thought it was Greenstone. We used both the Gautrain services and we used also the local taxis. So the drivers, in terms of the local taxis, they were very friendly. We almost got in an accident, but we survived. So the drivers took care of us.
Having a car is way convenient, and especially using the Gautrain, we could easily, that was more convenient also. But when it comes to taxis, you have to really hustle around and know your environment and how the taxis operate.
It was most certainly an experience, having never taken a taxi or having to catch a taxi, you know, all the hand things, but I learned it. Yes, time obviously is an issue. I mean, like in the ranks, we just sat there and waited, hoping to leave at some point. But other than that, it was a fun experience, I think.
So that a flashback to what played itself out last year, getting back to things that are happening on the ground right here and right now. Of course, Alex giving you a heads up, introducing you to all of the contestants that are in the race this morning. They've shared with us some of the strategy they're going to have in play. And joining me now to wish them best of luck as they pursue this, of course, the Chief Operating Officer at the Gautrain Management Agency, and that's Kobe. Words of wisdom and well wishes for the contestants this morning, Tim.
Morning, Alicia. And to the contestants, good luck. You're going to need more than luck. I have been made privy to one of the first clues, and you're going to need to bring your brain with just for the clue alone. So you're going to need more than luck. But good luck, and may the best team win.
May the best team win. And it's over to you to run this race this morning.
Just like you heard, it is absolutely exciting out there, out and about with the trains as we're about to get started. One of the things that I feel is that it is an electrifying feeling, just in terms of hearing from the teams just how they are going to win today. One of the things you may have missed, because I did say that Gautrain is Oprah, right? There's so many things to be won. Alex had let us in on the fact that if you are someone who can predict who the winning team will be, you could possibly get yourself a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. I know, it's crazy, it's incredible, but this is what we're here for, right? Now look, one thing I really want you to know is that we are so excited that you could join us today because we're on the move, we're doing the things that need to be done, we're making the pots to happen. And while we do that, we got 3 different locations, right here where Alicia is and where Alex is. Let's go check in on that. What's happening there, Alex?
So, as I said, you're going to need your brains for this one. Activity number 1. We will give you 6 numbers, and those 6 numbers must by some calculation of yours. So there's no right or wrong calculation. You need to find a calculation where these 6 numbers must end up as 21. Whichever way you do it, and also for you to get your clue, you need to also prove that the method by which you did these 6 numbers. And you will have to show it to me, and then thereafter, then I will let you know what the password is to that. So adding up everything, dividing it up, subtracting it, multiplying it, doing whatever you want to do with it. That is the first group. And as I said, you're gonna need more than luck for this one. I tried it, and I'm an engineer. So if it took that long, I don't know what's going to happen now. But we will go live as we look at what they do and how they work it out. Thank you, Alex.
Cool, pleasure. All right, so there we go. They've got the activities. They're going to start working it out. We're going to cross back to Zanele in a moment. We're also going to be giving clues to you where you can win yourself that positive take on for Commuter. Also, Apple Frames, train traffic. Check it out. Zanele, back to you in the studio.
Alex, this is why we keep you around, because that's a brilliant idea. While Alex catches up with the teams, I will give you those clues. Now look, you need to get working on these clues and send in your entries, because there's a 1,000 Rand loaded Gautrain card and 500 Rand take-a-lot voucher that is waiting to be won. Also, just a reminder to complete our poll on our viewers page and stand a chance to win a prize. And once you've answered all poll questions, please leave a comment on the live chat stating poll complete with your email address, and this will enter you into the competition. Now, I definitely think I want us to get into those clues because I want you to win. I know you're like, guys, which one must I enter? All of them. Every single one, because what you deserve today is only the nicest things in the world, and that's what Gautrain is all about, just for you. So, first and foremost, let's do this. It's going to pop up on your screen right now. It's the first activity. The 6 numbers above are equal to 21. Now, I need you to show me how you can use addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division to get to 21. Now, these are the rules. You have to use all 6 numbers and don't use one number twice. You can do it. I believe in you. Now, I also do think that one of the things I really love about today, on top of winning, is that we 100% get to be inside of knowing what we can be about with this competition. So there's more to be won. Here's clue number 1. This station is positioned above ground and is close to an international cricket stadium. Meeting point, Gautrain Midi. All right. Let me know. What do you think? Where can we go? Let's head out to Alicia, and good luck to you for the competitions.
Joining us here at the Gautrain Management Agency, and still with me this morning is the CEO of the Gautrain Management Agency, Mr. William Dancy. So, of course, in the hot seat yet again. This, I guess, this morning, William, actually a comfortable position to be in and running the streets.
It is, but isn't it fun? And the energy levels are up. This is fantastic.
So does this make you the station master?
It should be.
Right. So let's get into some conversation here, because South Africa has, of course, been a country, unfortunately, sitting with unemployment rates at record highs. Gautrain being such a massive local project, I want to get into some detail, contribution to the economy, right? So what can you tell me about how the Gautrain's contributed to job creation and any plans for expansion?
Yes. So if you go back between 2002, 2003, Gautrain was conceptualized as an economic impact project and a job creation project, because back then, okay, the issues maybe weren't as serious as they are now, but there was an economic gap. You know, Gautrain was moving away from mining industry and into services. So the issue was, what does government do to stimulate the economy? And I think if we look at the numbers that Gautrain has generated in terms of economic impact, it's worked. You know, we've carried 130, 140 million people in 11 years. We've moved them off road. We moved them into the nodes, the Santons, the Rosebanks, the Johannesburg CBDs. There's been a lot of development around the stations, what we call
Of course. Oh man, as we know, it is a live stream, and like we said earlier on, sometimes technical difficulties rather get the better of us, but it is okay. We're still all together, and there's still so much fun to be had right here with Gautrain. Now, one thing I love about being on the move is the fact that it allows it to absolutely anyone in South Africa. We all have the same opportunity. And I say that because for me, when I was starting out in radio many years ago, it's only 3 if I'm being very honest. It was when I was still a student. I got my first job, and essentially I had to travel between Pretoria and Johannesburg. Yes, I did fall asleep many times because it was that comfortable and the ride was oh so smooth, but it always got me to my destination. And I think more than anything else, I was able to 100% take advantage of absolutely everything that was at my fingertips in terms of getting to work on time, being able to afford it as well. And I think had it not been for Gautrain, I wouldn't have 100% been able to take hold of that opportunity and be able to get into the radio industry. So Gautrain, I owe you my life, and I am so grateful. And more than anything, I'm grateful that we get to be together today to once again celebrate what Gautrain continues to do for Gauteng and South Africa. It is not just a form of transport. At the end of the day, I think it's an experience. I remember when we all started out at the beginning, when Gautrain was here, and it was like, oh, it is the holy grail of transport that's going to get us to all of these different events and to work and this and that. And it continues to do just that. And with us continuing to now celebrate the fact that we are 100% on the move once again, I think it's only the best way with 10 different teams where one is able to win and 100% take this to the top. Now, I know that you have been wanting to know a little bit more about some of these competitions. I promise you, we're going to let you in on it. However, right now, I do want to remind you about the one where you could win yourself a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher just by predicting which team you think is going to win, as well as getting involved with some of the clues and everything else that is going on. We're going to be crossing over to Alicia and Alex once again very soon. And I'm also going to be chatting to some of the important people at Gautrain that make the things happen. But first, take a look at this. Management Agency is looking to bring consumers and the supporting networks into the fray here. And it's quite an inspiration, right, to see how businesses like these are contributing and making a difference in the broader economy. Now, when I was chatting to William, he highlighted a short while ago the imperative that they put on the table for students out there. How many of you watching today actually remember your student days? How money is a very big issue. That's an issue that doesn't change no matter which decade you're sitting in, right? Student loans, fees, not the only thing to worry and always plague the student's mind, but it's the cost of travel too. So if you're a student, the Gautrain saying that they've got your back, or should I say they've got your wallet, let's take a look at exactly how.
We are promoting our student product that was launched today. It is really an exciting product, 25% off for students. So we're really here to promote it, to get students involved and to sign up. It'll save you time, it saves you money. It'll hopefully become a lifestyle where you and your mates are comfortable to travel together. Maybe you need to study for that exam and you've got the time now while traveling on the train to study. We have partnered with Varsity Vibe, which is a mobile app or a platform that gives additional discounts to students. Varsity Vibe is supporting us with the accreditation process, and our students benefit from all their different discounts on the platform.
The whole idea is we are for students by students. So, enabling students to help grow different brands, help our own brand grow and help others in the community. We offer exclusive deals and discounts at some of the biggest and most popular brands all over South Africa. Our aim is to help Gautrain student users to get access to our discounts and our exclusive deals and discounts that we have on our platform. And the second function that we're performing is to actually verify the student status. It's something that a lot of brands struggle with, particularly online services or products, is how do we actually verify that this person is a student? So Varsity Vibe is integrated with a number of universities across the country, and we basically verify the student status on the university and the brand's behalf.
Say you go to Varsity at Park Station, but you're traveling from Sandton. Traveling between the two stations is a 25% discount, which in the end is 25% more that you can actually spend on other things.
There's this massive audience of people that are sitting in universities, in colleges, in tertiary institutions that are actively making a difference every day just by getting up and going to lectures. So, being able to make sure that those are the guys that we're looking after in a big way and working with Gautrain to reward them and sort of help them on their way to get to and from university or wherever they may be going. That's why it's so important to make sure that we're giving it to the right people.
The youth truly are our future riders. So we see more and more young people using the Gautrain. It's really building the youth, getting them reliant on Gautrain and comfortable with Gautrain, and then being able to use it as a lifestyle choice for the rest of their lives.
Gautrain, will no longer just be seen as a mode of transport. It's now someone that's actively trying to help you in your day-to-day life. It's integral to, building that brand loyalty as early as possible so that guys are able to continue using Gautrain long after they're a student.
So at the moment, the promotion is running from today, so starting today, till the end of August, but we are probably going to run it beyond that. So it's really targeting students that want to use public transport or need to use public transport to use it. You can follow our social media, Gautrain social media. There's links there. Alternatively, go onto mygautrain.co.za and there's links there. You register, you come get a validated student card, and you're good for good.
Can you maybe ask someone?
Here from the Gautrain Management Agency, and joining me once again is the chief at the GMA, and that's Tsepo Khobe. Tsepo, thanks so much for being with us here. I mean, you really fired the contestants up there. What sense are you getting of the excitement in play this morning?
The energy is real. You could see it as we were going through everything. And with us trying to balance having interviews here and them being in the background, every time somebody would say, I got it. And they go to the game master and the game master says, no, you didn't get it. And as I said, you need to bring your brains for this one. It's not as simple as you think. So the energy is real.
I know we had high expectations here of noise levels being kept down on that end while I was having a conversation with William. Let's get to why we've got you here this morning, because a lot of focus on student product offerings, and talk about a hip way to bring this to the agenda, right? Ride with the G campaign. What's that all about?
Yes, the Ride with the G campaign is, as you've seen, we have always been a very consistent brand. The gold, the blue, and the different Pantones that go with, what do they call it, with the color of the brand has always been part of what we do. But you might have seen some of our buses have gone with a pink, with a very deep gold and everything else, and all in and around the Ride with the G campaign. Its intent is for us to be able to create a specific product that is linked to students, and students can go and register on Varsity Vibe and be able to get their discount. And once they've registered through that, then we can pick it up on our system and they can collect their own customized cards. Each one of the cards has a hip way of saying you are one of us. One of the cards will say bling, the other one will say we've got game. And as you can see with the, what do they call it? With the race today, we do have game. So, and the other one has swag on it and you got life and all of that. It's bringing us back to the youth and being able to be part of the modern way. But not only doing that, I mean, we are giving 25% on the normal price of the Gautrain, and that is us giving back to education. And as we say, as part of our corporate social investment, that education is important to us, and that is a part of us being able to show how we as a company and with our purpose, transforming spaces, people, and the economy through mobility, we can do exactly that.
Yeah, how much traction is it gaining?
It has gained traction. I mean, in the first 3 months, and it was actually at a point where we were looking at it as a pilot, we have over 4,000 registrations. And out of 4,000 registrations, we have a conversion rate. So where somebody registered, collects the card, and then ultimately buys a product, we have a conversion of over 40%, and it's probably edging to 50% now. And it just happened that when it was picking up traction, it's when exams started. But as part of today's campaign, we will be giving away prizes, and some of the students that do come and join me in Sandton will get a, what do they call it, a preloaded card, and they will just have to register with us and they can then collect their card.
There you go, the invitation out there. Students, join Seppo at the Gautrain station over in Sandton. Seppo, something front of mind for any student out there, right, are timetables and technology. Tell us about the Gautrain's timetables, train frequency, interval rate, and do you have an app for it?
Yes, we have an app for it, and we gotta start on that end, because on the app you can easily be able to pick up the timetable, and the app is dynamic in the sense that at a time when we go from, so our normal headway is a 10 minutes headway. So the schedule, we guarantee you, if you miss one train, 10 minutes later, you'll be able to get another one. And similarly, the buses in a lot of the areas can run at the same rate. We do have a bit of a challenge with traffic with the buses, but the train, we guarantee you 10 minutes during peak hour. And the peak hour starts at 6:30 in the morning and ends at 8:30. And we are able to regulate that. Then it goes into a 20-minute headway. And that means every 20 minutes, you'll be able to get hold of, one of our trains, and in both directions. So what that allows you to do, it allows you, we actually say you can set your clock on the Gautrain. Okay. And that is available on our app, on our app and the website. Okay. And that allows you to be able to preview the schedules, plan your trips, and be able to see, what time you're going to travel.
As long as you've got a card. So how accessible are those cards? Where can the public buy them?
So the cards are accessible. You can pick up one at a ticket vending machine. You can pick up one at the ticket, office itself, and you can then be able to. We had a few merchants that were working with us in the past, and we are reigniting the process of bringing on the merchants, where you can be able to buy a card, so you don't have to come all the way to the station and all of that. But you are able to, on the app, pre-register your account. And once you have registered your account, then you're able to, once you have your card, be able to travel. But later on, I know you've got an interview, and I don't want to reveal all of that.
Yes, don't steal the thunder just yet. We'll leave that
we have other methods of travel.
Exactly,
yes, we have other methods of travel, which do not require you to be able to bring a card.
Before I do let you go, though, talk us through safety measures in place. What kind of precautions are in place to ensure safety of travel?
So right in the beginning, when we reopened after lockdown level 5, that 1 month where there was no public transport at all, we actually devised a way in which we can actually set a standard for how public transport can actually be made safe. So one of the first few things was social distancing. It was a new word to us, but you needed to make it really live and active. So if you go to the stations, you'll be able to see we've properly designated where to stand and even where to queue. As people are queuing towards their to able to access the Gautrain. There's areas to queue. On the ticket vending machines themselves, there's areas to queue. We've got sanitizers just about everywhere on most of the stations, on all the stations in actual fact. And we've made sure that you are never probably 10 meters away from a sanitizing point.
Yeah. Well, Tsebo, let's leave it there. Thanks so much for all of that insight this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And of course, that the COO of the Gautrain Management Agency, so much for students to be able to leverage off the Gautrain, really making travel through Gauteng very affordable. Let's stick to that theme, payment, right now, and take a look at some of the payment methods that can be used on the Gautrain system.
We are leveraging technology to enhance the existing digital platforms that we have, as well as introducing more digital platforms in which customers can be able to interact with us. That is from things like being able to view their balances, top up their accounts, and so on. It's very important for the industry to leverage possibilities, the technologies, the innovations that can be brought about by the fourth industrial revolution. You just have to look at the type of customer that we are working with, or the traveler of the future, which is a traveler that is technologically savvy, a traveler that is already using digital platforms in other areas of their lives, for instance, banking, food delivery, and so on. So they have come to be accustomed to real-time information, real-time feedback, and it's very important for the public transport sector to follow the same route. So the first phase will entail a new website, a new mobile application, that is a new look and feel, new ways of interacting with the digital platforms in a way that actually speaks to customers' expectations. So we are likely to see the rollout of the first phase in the next financial year.
So our teams are now safely on the train, zooming off to the next station because we are moving. I've had a chat with Alex and he told me everyone is excited and highly motivated. And the way I put it earlier on, he said the vibe is electrifying. Somebody call Eskom. We can power all of Medupi station. I'm kidding. Just joking. Everybody is very highly motivated, and of course, these are all in the name of making sure that we have our winner. Everybody's comfortable, and it seems like we have very competitive teams here today. Well, I know that it all sounds very exciting, and I think that next year, I am going to take the time to enter the race because look, there's amazing prizes to be won. We get to be on one of our carriers that gets us from A to B oh so smoothly. And I'm not great at working out the clues, but I am very good at supervising. So I'll supervise my partner, yeah? How are you going to be working without, or rather, how are you going to be working out these clues? Well, I promise you, we're still going to be giving you a whole lot of different things that are going to help you get to that. But I think as a Gautrain family here today, let's have a little bit of a heart-to-heart, shall we? So, why this race? Why now? Well, we have all been in lockdown, and going from room to room isn't exactly traveling. No, I know you try and make it exciting, but it's not like the real thing. The world is opening up again, and when we're on the move, we need to use transport. The Gautrain is still here, and we want to remind you that even with COVID still around, the trains and stations are COVID compliant with all the protocols in place to ensure that we are all safe on board the Gautrain. Now, before we cross over to Centurion Station, just a reminder that our third poll is coming out soon. So keep watching, and it's all about the Gautrain brand pillars. So keep your eyes and ears ready for those. Let's see what's happening in Gautrain in a bit, but right now, let's go to the clues and see what's going on and how you can possibly be a young winner. Here's clue number 1. This station is positioned above ground and is close to an international cricket stadium. Meeting point, Gautrain minibus parking. Ha ha! What can you do with that? Well, you can do a lot because, like I said, you can 100% be a winner here today. I also want to remind you that one of the biggest things you can win is a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher just for telling us which team you think is going to win. If you get it right, you could be the one taking it away. And look, we're all able to make use of it. Now, I want to be all in the know of what's going on the other side of where we are right now. So let's cross over to the Centurion station.
Me and my 3 daughters have used the Gautrain every single day of our lives. Going, coming, it's given me independence in a sense that I don't drive. I use the Gautrain to Midrand and my daughters use it to Sandton. So it's so convenient. Mine's is a 6-minute drive. My daughter's is a 4-minute drive. Coming out in the evening, going straight home in 5 minutes, and then we get ready for supper, which is like so convenient. Sometimes when you sit in the Gautrain, when you get onto the Gautrain, it's like you de-stress and you think, oh, this should be a little bit longer.
The fuel price, you see a jump.
The whole idea of the Gautrain is to
case
get
of
to
the
your
e-tolls,
destination as quick as possible.
our ridership
And
jumped
I
by
wouldn't change it
13,000 passengers
for a
day.
second.
The Gautrain must
Another
be.
thing is, when my family comes out from Maritzburg, this is like a tourist attraction. Have you been on the Gautrain? No. Let's go onto the Gautrain and take you on tour. So it's like so convenient for everybody. Please do get onto the train and have that experience, that first time experience. You'll love it forever.
That queen right there is not wrong. It is, in fact, like a tourist attraction. I look at the Gautrain as a young gem in South Africa. Now, when she was talking about all of those different minutes, about this is how long it takes us to get here and there and everywhere, I couldn't help but be reminded by the fact that the Gautrain truly makes our lives that much easier. Think about the times when you've had to go to the airport or the times that you've had to make a meeting on the other side of town. But you know, Galuli's interchange, all of those different roads, they're going to betray you. It's happened to me over and over again. But do you know who's got your back? It is 1,000% Gautrain. And of course, we're able to trust them because they always get us there on time. They always make sure that we're comfortable. It's always a smooth ride. And more than anything else, I'm somebody who likes to be able to capitalize on my time, right? So while I'm on the train, I can be on my phone. I can be on my laptop. I could be in touch with some of my loved ones. Do a couple of things that I need to do. I remember that not too long ago, a friend of mine was telling me about how they met somebody on the Gautrain, and it was somebody who then was able to help them out a little bit with their business. So not only is it a way to get from A to B to C to D, wherever you want to go, but it's also a way in which you can 100% network with people. Now, I definitely think that when we are looking at where we are in the competition, we're going to be finding out very soon from all of the teams. But for now, let's go and catch up with the beautiful Alicia in Centurion.
Right here at the Gautrain Management Agency is Nico Nkuna. He's Senior Manager of Intelligent Transport Solutions here at the GMA. Nico, thanks so much for joining us this morning. And we've been talking about the Gautrain. We've been talking about its management, the offers they've got on the table. But you're the mechanics behind it all, aren't you?
Yes, thank you for having me. And yes, I am one of the people that are making things happen in the background.
Okay, talk us about to us about the EMV and what we're looking at when we talk EMV. Where is it available?
All right, so EMV is, without getting into the technicals, EMV basically means that to use the Gautrain system, it's no longer a must to actually have a Gautrain card. You can use your bank card as long as it says Visa or MasterCard and it has the contactless sign on it. So basically, if you are able to tap your card to pay for anything, be it a burger or groceries at any retailer, you will be able to tap.
Can be used for anything across the board?
Yes, it can actually be used for our trains, for our buses, as well as the parking.
Okay, let's talk about what the EMV supports broader than that. Does it support virtual cards?
Yes, of course. So the enablement of EMV has actually unlocked more opportunities than just being able to use the card. You are able to, if you can virtualize your card on your phone, if you can tap your phone to make any payment, you can tap your phone to make payment on the train, on the buses, as well as the parking on the Gautrain.
We know that we were chatting about getting students on board, right? And very much of an up-and-coming trend are wearables. So let's address that issue. What about wearables? Can one pay through the likes of an, FNB or Samsung Pay without, at this stage?
Absolutely. Basically, what I'm saying is that if you can pay with your device for anything else in the retail space, you will be able to pay for it on the Gautrain. So
How does
with
it
your
link
wearables,
back to the ticket system?
So how it links back is that this is basically it's classified as what we call account-based ticketing. So you basically have your bank account that has funds in it. And as long as you have funds in your bank account, you are able to tap it on our system. And once you've tapped it on our system, then there's a settlement process that takes place in the background that then settles us.
Okay, so pretty straightforward. It's as easy as that. Let's leave it there, Nico. Of course, that's Nico Nkuna, who's the Senior Manager of Intelligent Transport Solutions here at the Gautrain Management Agency. And it's over to you, Zanele, back in studio.
Cool, right. So we just got to Centurion Station. That's the first station that we had to get to. Everybody's super excited. The first guys that were here were Jacob and Nkumbi. Yeah, so the race is officially on. Keep those guesses coming through who you think is going to win. Still lots of vouchers up for grab. Gautrain cards worth up to R1,000 preloaded already there for you. We are on the move. We are going left, right and centre across Gauteng with the Gautrain station and at all the Gautrain stations. Who do you think is going to take it? The first guys here were Jacob and Nkumbi. They were the first ones to get the clue correct, to get to the station at Midrand, to know that they're coming to Centurion. Where are we going next? We'll find out in a moment. Zanele, back to you. Show us some of those clues that people watching can actually figure out and hopefully win as well. Back to you.
Oh yes, I feel like I have all of the answers today. I need you to give us the answers, but I can give you the clues so that you can 100% be a winner. All you got to do is solve the activity clue 2 and stand a chance to win a R1,000 loaded Gautrain card, as you heard from Alex, and a R500 Take-A-Lot voucher. So look, let's go check out this activity 2 so we can get you winning. Can you identify which countries all 6 of these foods are from? Do you know where the dish Eggs Benedict came from? We have the options United Kingdom, we have USA, we have Denmark, and we have Ireland. Oh my goodness, I love this. Things are heating up. Things are going great. And I am so excited. I think that one of the biggest things I'm excited about is for us to finally know who is going to be the winner. But of course, the competition needs to go on. There can be ups, there can be downs, there can be absolutely everything else in between. But it seems like one thing that we are going to be doing is getting to know more and more about the Gautrain. I promise you this, that when we look at what this amazing transport system does, I think we can all be blown away. Let's check this out. it's a glorious day. It's a beautiful day. But more than anything else, it is because you are here and you decided to join us. So, of course, Gautrain made it worth your while, right? There's so much to be won, from vouchers with Uber Eats for 1,000 Rand to even you getting yourself a Take-A-Lot voucher for 500 Rand and even a card loaded for Gautrain with 1,000 Rand as well. Now, for me, I know that I could put those to good use, but you are the person that is able to 100% take advantage of that. So I want to help you out a little bit because I love you, because I said we're a Gautrain family. I'm going to give you these clues once again so you can hopefully make yourself a winner. Let's go to clue 1. This station is positioned above ground and is close to an international cricket stadium. Meeting point, Gautrain minibus parking. That is your clue 1, and trust me, I know you can get this, and it can get you closer to winning. Let's go over to clue 2, something else that can help you out a little bit, and some of the activities as well. And before we even get to that, here's just a reminder to complete our poll on our viewers page and stand a chance to win a prize. Once you've answered all the poll questions, please remember to leave a comment on the live chat stating poll complete with your email address, and this will enter you into the competition. And I promise I won't steal your email address, like to make friends with you so we can share the prize. Okay, all right. Let's go clue 2. All Gautrain stations have their own theme. This station theme is retail. Meeting point, see you at the drop-off zone. Come on. I know it's easy. I also think that more than anything else, you can do it. You can spoil yourself just by getting involved with the different clues and everything else in between. Right now, though, we are going to be getting into a whole lot of different things that we want you to be a part of. And one thing I can tell you is that with Gautrain, I said we're a family, right? So let's do this. Before we jump out into the street once again, let's get into the activities. And I want you to apply your mind. Listen properly, okay? Because like we all know, we can all be winners because Gautrain decided that they wanted to make your Friday that much better. Not just by entertaining you with what's going on out and about on the streets, on the trains even, but also with some things that can make your weekend that much sweeter. So, I see a little bit of something in front of me. I'm going to share it with you in a bit. But let's jump into this before we do.
In a public transport system, profits lie in how well we service the commuter and how well we service the public. If we change the way we do our business and if we go fully renewable, that means that that saving that we spend on electricity and on water, that saving could go back straight into commuters' pockets. So all of these people have decided to take the responsible route and move with the Gautrain, meaning that we move over 55,000 people a day. Those people with a single car on the road, 55,000 cars. Think about the pollution of that. What we're trying to do is make the entire system, stations and train line, completely powered by renewable energy. So in the coming years, you're going to see solar PV across all our parking lots, on station covers, giving our grid more stability so that you'd never be affected by load shedding, you'd never be affected, the train would run continuously. As the Gauteng provincial government's green project, that gives us a lot of leverage to influence how policy changes within the Gauteng province. So the things that we do happen here first. So we're not just telling you to bring your car and park it in the parking lot all day, but we're also encouraging you to use multimodal transport, meaning walking, meaning cycling, buses, minibuses. So we are creating all of these opportunities, and it also helps to fit into the social policy where we're creating spaces for entrepreneurs. We're creating, availability to guys with something called micro-mobility. All over the world, they are doing fold-up bikes and bike sharing schemes, which is something that we're also looking at. And in partnership with the cities and with municipalities, we're trying to get more people to move in mass modes, thus reducing their environmental footprint.
Oh man, I'm learning so much about Gautrain today and I love it, even more than I already knew. Now, something that I also really love about Gautrain, and I think that we can all appreciate, is the people behind it, right? So we're chatting to some of the most important peeps, the ones who make the pots to be done at the top, but the really great thing about them is that they also value absolutely everyone from the bottom all the way to the top. And everybody's important. And I think you can tell it just from the culture that you kind of get. I remember one of the first times that I rode the Gautrain. I may have missed many of my stops. It was one stop and I didn't get off and I landed up somewhere else. And essentially, it was the security guards that had to be my Superman and Superwoman that day and help me out to get back to exactly where I needed to be. But they were sweet. They understood. They didn't look at me like I was silly, even though I was. And like I say, I think it's just in that you can 100% tell that everybody is valued, and more than anything else, that the people understand that they are working with people, and it makes it that much easier. So every time, and like I put it in the beginning, it's an experience. It's not just a train ride, and we can enjoy it always, all the time. And one other thing that I appreciate about it is that it gets me to where I need to go, right? Because there's just so many vast things in South Africa to do, particularly in the Gauteng, because that's where we're operating, right? Well, for now. But if I want to go to the other side of town, if I want to go to the theme park, if I want to go and see some friends, some family, I'm able to go just there. And me being on the move all of the time, it makes my life that much easier. So I'm somebody who's in radio and television. So you can't afford to ever be late. It's either you've missed it or you're going to get fired and somebody else is going to take your place, right? So for me, I think that at the end of the day, I can be so grateful because things like Gautrain allow me to be on time and to make it to where I need to be, which is what our 10 teams are doing today, and only one can come out on top. Nothing they'll be able to blame, though, is Gautrain, because listen, we're getting you there where you need to be, right? So right now, I definitely think that with the story of Gautrain, we all need to be in the know of it, right? So let's jump into it.
The story of Gautrain is not about a train. It's about how far we have come. The faces we meet, the places we see, and our everyday lives journey. It's about a new energy that has come to life. A golden thread that connects Africa to the world, bringing jobs to people and people to jobs. It's a story of a new phase and pace of Gauteng's public transport. We have come a long way, and still we're on the move, faster than ever. This is a story of a province with a pulse that never stops. This is a story of an amazing ride as Gautrain comes to life. Phambili Gauteng, phambili.
1, 2, 1, 2. Sorry, this is Gautrain station. 1, 2.
Did I not say that I'm Oprah today? I just need the billions to go with it. We're working on that. However, I have the prizes, all thanks to Gautrain. I gave you a couple of clues earlier on, and you did the things that needed to be done, and I am so proud of you. I am a proud mother indeed. Here's the first clue that I gave you. I said this station is positioned above ground and is close to an international cricket stadium. Meeting point, Gautrain minibus parking. The answer was, of course, Centurion. And a big congratulations to Lerato, who has won herself 1,000 Rand Gautrain on the card, of course, and a 500 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. Lerato, look at you. Pa, 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 pa. Let's jump into our clue number 2. We said all Gautrain stations have their own theme. This station's theme is retail. The meeting point, see you at the drop-off zone. What is it? What's that I hear? Of course, it is Rosebank. And a very big shout out to the incredible Amanda. Pa, 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 pa. You also win yourself, my love, a Gautrain card loaded with 1,000 Rand, as well as a 500 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. I know. Happiness is trending. It's goodness, it's greatness, and it's all in the name of celebrating Gautrain and celebrating the competition that is happening here today, where 10 teams are taking to the streets and taking to the trains to try and get around this beautiful province, all in the name of winning themselves some epic prizes. And don't forget that you can win yourself a prize as well, just by trying to predict who you think is going to be the team to take it all the way to the top. 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. I could use that any time of the day, anywhere. You could even use it to impress somebody. I mean, if you've got that kind of voucher, I'm definitely there like a bear who doesn't care. But one thing I do care about 100% is the fact that you decided to join us today and that we're already having so much fun. Of course, Alicia and Alex are keeping us in the know of what is happening. And very soon, we're going to be crossing over to Sandton. But right now, we're still making sure that you know exactly how you can win yourself some awesome prizes while we have all of this fun that needs to be had. Gautrain has been around for a couple of years now, but I think it has cemented itself in being a fundamental part of what Gauteng is all about. Earlier on, it was a thing that it is a young tourist attraction. So many tourists come and they are so blown away by what the Gautrain is able to do, where it's able to take us, and also how efficiently it runs. And also, have you seen the other transport systems across the seas? Nothing compared to what Gautrain is. And that is why we are 100% so lucky and 100% able to take advantage of what it does for us as a people. So what it is it's doing today for you is not just winning prizes, it's not just getting a whole lot of entertainment, it's also getting to be a little bit in the know of what's happening with Gautrain and all of the different things that you can take some more advantage of. So yes, we know, great prices, amazing service, gets me there on time, it's smooth as well. But to all of the students, remember, you get a whole lot of discounts, which is one of the most beautiful things. I think I'm going to go back and enroll, perhaps. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go be a student again and be able to take care of some of those discounts just because we can. However, to all of the students, remember, you need to go and be about it and take yourself out a little bit. Go over onto the other side of the province. And that is all because we love it. Now, I definitely think that when it comes to what's happening all around with the competition, we have a special development of Gautrain. And I think we can jump into it right now before we catch up with absolutely everybody in terms of the competition.
If you look at the last 8 years of the Gautrain lifespan, okay, we have had potentially around 1.5 million square meters of property development within a 2-kilometer proximity of Gautrain stations as commercial and retail development. A total contribution of potentially around 40 billion Rand to the GDP in the last 8 years, and 128,000 direct jobs. But the uplift on the property development side alone is indirect jobs of around 66,000 jobs directly to the economy that's coming from the property induced sector that's being developed around our stations and our transport corridors. Now, the value base of these things is, yes, they are learnings, they've created jobs, they're important, and they have had meaningful contributions to the economy. But ultimately, it's more of a macroeconomic challenge that we face. I think what we need to look at is those issues around how do we contribute to the economy, and how does the infrastructure corridors contribute in a meaningful way towards that economy. So let's look at it from the macro logic. You've got the National Development Plan. You've got the provincial, the TMR, the Transformation, Modernization and Reindustrialization Program. And so how do we cascade that down into delivering meaningful attributes to those to that sort of logic in a smaller infrastructure model of the Gautrain system as a whole. So what are those deliverables? What are those key objectives of some of those macroeconomic policies? It's industrialization, it's job creation, it's redistribution of wealth, it's engaging the youth, it's small business development, it's transformation. Okay. So when we look at transportation corridors, and when we look at what can we do with transportation corridors, it's about touching those pillars and strengthening the economic factor and the economic benefit around those pillars.
Do you hear that? Gautrain doesn't just save us time, it doesn't just give us efficiency, it gives us jobs, it helps the community, it helps the incredible economy that we're still trying to build in South Africa. And one of my favorite things is the fact that it is focused on the youth. I said earlier on that we would be chatting to some of the people who make the pots to be done, the ones who make the decisions at Gautrain and even decide on those different directions in terms of focusing on the people and focusing on the youth and allowing students to get discounts and all the beautiful things like that. Well, standing by is somebody who's going to be doing just that and answering a young question that I have. As you also know, we're going to be jumping around to some of the other stations to find out what is going on with the competition. We've got 10 teams and there can only be one. 9 teams are going to walk away disappointed. But you know what? I don't think there's any real disappointment at the end of the day, because some of the biggest joy just comes from being part of this competition and being able to take part. There's so many awesome prizes to be won, and this is why, of course, these teams are so motivated. We're going to be finding out very soon if you possibly may have predicted the right team to be taking the top spot today. But before all of that, you know that the competition needs to go on. There needs to be a young throwdown, and that is the entertainment that we're getting through and through. Don't forget to also get involved in terms of all of the different polls that we've got going, so you yourself can also be a winner, just like the team that is going to be doing the things that need to be done. I hope that this has 100% made your Friday so much better, because it has made mine exactly that. My weekend's done. It's already gone through, because Gautrain has put us in the right position to have an epic weekend indeed. So, shall we do it? Shall we cross over? Shall we be within the conversations? We're going to be getting into it in a bit, but please don't forget that we can't wait to see what it is that you have in store for us in terms of some of those answers, as well as letting us in on who it is you think is going to win. Now, for me, I think that when it comes to efficiency and the Gautrain, they're not just in the same WhatsApp group, you know? They do the things that need to be done. Because the person we're going to be chatting to, she was at another station and is already at another one in a matter of time. Can you believe it? I think you can. It is Gautrain after all. So I think right now, what we can do is we can go over to Sandton Station, where we have got Dr. Barbara Jensen. As I said just now, she was in Midrand not so long ago and is already now in Sandton. This is Gautrain speed and efficiency right there. Dr. Barbara Jensen, hello. She is part of the management agency, the Senior Executive Manager, Communication and Marketing. Barbara, are you there? Hello from the other side.
Yes, I'm here. I've been at Midrand, now I'm at Sandton.
Barbara, I am so excited myself. I can see you are with that beautiful smile on yourself. But my Barbara, let's chat about the Gautrain brand. This is one of the most powerful local brand stories. What is it really all about?
Sorry, I didn't catch you there. What did you ask me?
Of course, my Barbara, I was saying to you that let's chat about the Gautrain brand, shall we? Of course, it's one of the most powerful local brand stories that we have in South Africa. But I want to hear from you. What is it all about, really?
The Gautrain is all about upwards mobility. And when we started with the brand way back in 29, so well, we actually started in 2006 when we started the planning of Gautrain. And we started looking at what the color is going to be, what's the livery going to be. And then we rolled it out in 2010 when we launched Gautrain. And it's all about pride. It's all about local pride. It's all about the upwards mobility of the wonderful Gautrain people. And it's not only about moving people from point A and point B, me moving from Midrand into Sandton in a flash, but it's also about people that want to move upwards in life. So that's what we aim with Gautrain. And it's about pride. It's about being proud of being a South African, proud of being in Gauteng, proud of being this incredible hub of South Africa, of indeed Africa's economy.
I absolutely love that, Barbara. And I think that one of the biggest things that you mentioned is pride. I think that at the end of the day, for so many of us, even if you're not in Gauteng, you're able to be proud of the Gautrain. Because I remember in 2010,
Absolutely.
I was only 16 years old.
Come
and
on,
yes,
you feel old.
I was only 16 years old, and we were in the Eastern Cape, which is where I grew up. And already all of us were so excited because we were like, we need to get to Gauteng and go and try out the Gautrain. So I think that when it comes to the
And
pride,
experience the freedom.
100%. I don't think it's just in
Yes.
Gauteng. I think it's the whole of South Africa. It's a jewel for our
Yes.
whole entire country.
And
thank you.
Africa.
Exactly. You're 100% correct.
Yes.
Not too long ago, I was saying that I think that the other people, they come here from their different countries and their continents, and they see how the Gautrain runs, and they're a little bit jealous, Barbara. Because, I mean, if you compare it.
I remember when we developed the train and doing a presentation to a bunch of engineers from the continent. And Nigeria, a person from Nigeria came to me and he said, we must develop a nine. And I did it to a bunch of us. I did it to a bunch of South Africans as well. I can't tell you how that went off.
Oh, goodness. I can only imagine, Barbara. But this is thanks to people like you. It's thanks to the team. And shout out to you for giving us something that we can 100% be proud of. And I hope you are proud as well.
But you know, it's also how the South Africans took to Gautrain and made it their own. And that's what we always wanted, for the people to take Gautrain and make it their own. And that is always what you want with a brand. You can make plans and you can design a brand, but what you want with a brand is that people take it and make it their own. And that's what people did with Gautrain, and we will forever be thankful for that.
I love that. Gautrain is mine. It's yours. It's ours. It belongs to us. Oh, beautiful, Barbara. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to leave you to go and have some more fun with all of the contestants and everything in between.
Absolutely. I wonder where they are. I hope they come home.
They have to. Of course, don't worry, Barbara. There's great prizes to be won. They will be there. They will 100% show up. But, Barbara, I think just in terms of us having such a beautiful day, what are you most excited for just with the contestants?
Their passion and their spirit of adventure.
Yeah.
They all got their clues and they fell down on the floor and started working it out what was their first destination.
Beautiful. Barbara, we thank you once again. And like I said, thank you for being one of the fearless leaders. We appreciate you, all right?
Thank you very much.
Next train will depart in 10 minutes.
Away,
Next train will depart in 10 minutes.
Oh man, I really love what Barbara said, what she told us. Like I said before, I think the pride thing goes so much deeper than us being like, oh, that's a cool transport system. No, it was one of the first things that came along in South Africa where it was really pioneering, where everybody hadn't seen anything like it before. And hence she even said, the beautiful Barbara, that we had some of our African delegates that came down from Nigeria and they were like, oh my goodness, what you guys have done here with the Gautrain is something that can be taken all over the continent. And I think that shows you just how much we can indeed be proud of it. Now, look, one thing I really think is that at the end of the day, when it comes to the Gautrain, it also just makes it that much sweeter that it is truly sustainable. So let's have a little bit of a look at that with this.
In a public transport system, profits lie in how well we service the commuter and how well we service the public. If we change the way we do our business and if we go fully renewable, that means that that saving that we spend on electricity and on water, that saving could go back straight into commuters' pockets. So all of these people have decided to take the responsible route and move with the Gautrain, meaning that we move over 55,000 people a day. Those people with a single car on the road, 55,000 cars, think about the pollution of that. What we're trying to do is make the entire system, stations and train line, completely powered by renewable energy. So in the coming years, you're going to see solar PV across all our parking lots, on station covers, giving our grid more stability so that you'd never be affected by load shedding, you'd never be affected, the train would run continuously. As the Gauteng provincial government's green project, that gives us a lot of leverage to influence how policy changes within the Gauteng province. So the things that we do happen here first. So we're not just telling you to bring your car and park it in the parking lot all day, but we're also encouraging you to use multimodal transport, meaning walking, meaning cycling, buses, minibuses. So we are creating all of these opportunities, and it also helps to fit into the social policy where we're creating spaces for entrepreneurs. We're creating, availability to guys with something called micro-mobility. All over the world, they are doing fold-up bikes and bike sharing schemes, which is something that we're also looking at. And in partnership with the cities and with municipalities, we're trying to get more people to move in mass modes, thus reducing their environmental footprint.
And here we are once again. We are back at headquarters where we 100% are getting some more into this competition. I told you 10 teams. 10 teams. And there can only be one. There's so many different things happening all over, especially on the trains with all of the teams. But right now, we are crossing over to the man who makes the things happen right at the top of the Gautrain system. I am talking about none other than somebody who continues to be a leader through and through. Ladies and gents, this ship wouldn't be afloat without this person, and it wouldn't be running so beautifully. So right now, I would like for us to please welcome Mr. William Das, the Gautrain Management Agency Chief Executive Officer, and somebody who I 100% am all about. He has been focused on so much of what is benefiting the environment and creating a green economy. So this is why I want to say hello, William. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for those kind words.
That's, of course, it's who you are. But speaking of the environment and just the green part of us making sure that we're looking after the globe and earth and everything in between, William, can you speak to us about that, please?
Yeah, so here's something I want everyone to imagine. You hop into your car, maybe that noisy motorbike over there, and every kilometer that you drive, you're popping out 2 tennis ball sized emissions of carbon dioxide every kilometer. Can you imagine that? And that just goes up into the atmosphere. It lasts for decades, probably close to 100 years. So we've just had this fantastic COP26 conference where everyone said, la-di-da, this is fantastic, we've got to save the planet. But we have to change our life patterns, you know. We've got to get out of our cars. And what we are saying from a Gautrain point of view is, come over to us. You know, save those 2 tennis balls of carbon dioxide, get on the train, we'll get you there safely, we'll get you there efficiently, and we'll be green as well.
I love that, William. And more than anything else, I mean, petrol's getting expensive as well. So not only are we looking after ourselves, we're also looking after what we call our home, the globe, and everything else in between. William, we thank you so much. I did say that this ship is only floating because of you. And thank you for giving us something that we can be proud of, not only as Gauteng, but as South Africa. Thanks, William. He's out there in Sandton with all of the amazing people that are allowing the competition to continue today. And like we said, there's so many different things happening absolutely everywhere because there's 10 teams. But right now, I think we can jump into a little bit of something that you'll enjoy.
What we have is we have what we call a distribution and feeder system. So it's what? The system that collects the people from near their place of residence or their final destination. So it's what we refer to as our first and last mile services. So the Gautrain is what we call a trunk and feeder service. So you've got the feeder, which is the buses and the midi buses, and the midi buses are an extension of that. It's an addition of routes that we are putting on. The idea overall is for us long-term wise not to expand the system with buses and rather do it with the smaller 22-seater buses. Because we are a constant system that runs throughout from probably about 4:30 until soon it will be till 9:30 and 10. We need to actually have a smaller vehicle that we could use to be able to do exactly that, to distribute and also feed the system. So as it is right now, Marlborough is only run with the 22-seaters. You do not have buses there, and that was right from the beginning. It was by design. And then we've extended to Centurion. So the area in midstream has its own distribution and feeder system using the 22-seater midi buses. And we've just extended to Highveld now. When you're talking price, I mean, it ranges from 9 rands to 19 rands. So on average, about 15 rands in the entire system. And it all depends on how far out we go.
We love it a lot. Not only are we learning about Gautrain and how we can be a part of making the world greener and greater and better, but we're also getting to know more about this incredible brand that makes us proud as South Africans. So we're heading over to Sandton very, very soon. However, right now, I want us to get into some of the different things that you could possibly be a part of to be a winner here today of Gautrain and with Gautrain. So for me, I am definitely about it. When somebody gives me a reason to, stick around and win some things, I'm there like a bear who doesn't care. And I do care because I want you to win. So let me give you a bit of information, right? First and foremost, you need to be putting into the chat who you think is going to be that #1 team who's going to take it this day. One thing I can tell you is that, as I said before, there are 10 teams. So there's a whole lot of people that could win. But you could be the winner of a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. And trust me, I know, look at the date. It's not payday yet, my friend. Don't act too fresh for this voucher, please. It could help you get all the way to payday. I know I could do with it, Perhaps if somebody wins, maybe they want to share. I love generous people. But make sure that you are putting in who your prediction is, and you could possibly be the winner of that. The polls are, of course, still going, and we told you that some of them will be easier to answer, whereas the others, you'd need to listen a bit to find out what exactly can be the correct answer for you to get closer to winning yourself something lovely, something good. Right now, I definitely think that I should take the point to thank you for joining us because, of course, it wouldn't be possible without you. We're having such a great time, and all of these contestants are putting their heart out on the line to be able to give you the entertainment that they are today. Soon enough, we're going to be checking out where it is they are standing, what is going on exactly, and which teams you could possibly be betting on. You know what I mean? But for now, let's jump into something that I think tells us a little bit more about why we're here today. continues with Gautrain, and it's only the greatest madness, of course, because there's going to be some winners. Very soon, we're going to be catching up with what's happening with our incredible contestants. But before we do that, we need to chat to our Managing Director of Transport and Planning, as well as Integration at Gautrain. We're going to be going to that very soon, but I also wanted to let you in on this. In a bit, I'm going to be giving you yet another activity. It's going to be Clue 3/Activity 3, which is going to get you closer to being a winner today with Gautrain. And also, one other really interesting fact for me is the thing that all of the contestants are receiving the very same clues as you. How dope is that? We're all playing along together. I love it. Speaking of being together, we are joined from Sandton, Mr. Siyabonga Ubesi. How are you?
I'm all right, yourself?
I am good, thank you. Siyabonga, you have this grand and big and amazing title, and I absolutely love it. So this is why I saved all of the questions for you, because I feel like as the managing director, you can get through them for me. So I want to hear from you. What does public transport integration actually mean?
Well, public transport integration means that we integrate with all the public transport modes. As you see, as a Gautrain, we are a static system, a rail system. But from our stations, we need to integrate with other modes like buses, minibuses, meter taxis, and also those that are coming to drop off at our stations. So that is what it means. It means a person is able to seamlessly travel, from their place of residence or origin to the Gautrain station and be able to travel on the other side as well. So that is what it means. It's seamless public transport service that allows commuters to travel at ease.
I love that. And I think it's brought me to my second question, which is all about how does the Gautrain integrate with other public transport modes, particularly for a random South African today?
Yes, we've integrated with other modes. First of all, we've integrated with rail at Park Station, at Hatfield Station, as well as at Pretoria Station, where we integrate with PRASA. But we also integrate with other modes like the BRTs. We've got an integrated services there where we interface with BRT in Park Station. We also interface with the BRT in Tshwane at Hatfield Station. So that's how the integration has happened with other modes. But over and above that, we've also integrated with the taxi industry, which is one of the projects that we're really proud of, where we have a minibus services that we run concurrently with them.
So, Mr. Siyabonga Baba, so you guys are working not just a little bit, but a lot, and we absolutely love it. One thing, though, that I also want to ask you is that I know we all know what the train is, we all know what the bus is, but you just mentioned the minibus. Can you please explain it to us a little bit, how it works and where to find it for those who might not know?
Well, that's a partnership that we have with the taxi industry, believe it or not, and we've had this partnership since 2011. And we've got the services that are running from Marlborough Station. We've got others in Centurion Station as well as a Hatfield Station. So we run this in partnership with the taxi industry. What happens is the commuters, they can either choose to use a bus or use a minibus at some of our stations. But in Marlborough Station, all we have is the minibuses that are transporting commuters from there. And we've seen great success with the taxi industry. And this partnership is reviewed on an annual basis as well to make sure that we do the improvements. But I must tell you something, over and above us partnering with the taxi industry and us transferring to them certain skills and teaching them certain things, we've learned quite a lot from them as well on how to improve the service offering that we have. So that's a partnership that we're really proud of. And in the near future, we're looking to expand to other stations like Park Stations and Rosebank Station. So that is what is upcoming with regards to this partnership.
That is so exciting, Siyabonga. And I think that your name says it all, Siyabonga. We are thankful. And more than anything else, I said it earlier on, I'll say it to you, because like I said, you're one of the people who does the things that need to be done. You guys are the reason I was never late in 2018 when I started my first job. So thank you very much. And please continue doing these incredible things.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Siyabonga. Oh, my word. Today, I knew that we were going to have fun, But I didn't know that we'd be filled with so much information. I mean, even about the different things that we are allowed to make a difference in. I think that that's one of the most exciting things. I'm learning so much, so many interesting facts, and it really is quite a phenomenal company, and one we as South Africa can 100% be proud of. Right now, though, I want to help you win. Shall we do it? Are you sure? Do you really want it? Okay, let's do it. So this is a little bit of a reminder, because as you know, we have a poll going, and you need to type those answers in the live chat, and you'll be eligible to win that 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher, as well as just being able to say that you were a winner today. The train is about to arrive in Rosebank, so we're going to cross over to them very, very soon. But for now, I want to take us over to activity 3, and that's going to be happening in a little bit. I also think, though, that when it comes to what it is that we're doing here today, I want to remind you that it is all in the name of us being survivors. What did Beyonce say again? I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. No, Gautrain didn't do that. Even during the COVID times, it was crazy. There were fewer and fewer people. But we find ourselves here today where Gautrain has opened up oh so much more, because South Africa has opened up oh so much more. And I definitely think that at the end of the day, yes, we're here to have fun. We're here to have a good time. But we all need to be reminded that we made it through a very, very difficult time. So when we meet together today, as we have, I think it's a celebration of you, a celebration of me, a celebration of us for being resilient and making it through those tough times, to be able to now say that, yes, the country is opening up again. And while we are traveling some more, going out some more, having some fun some more, we're doing it safely. And that's why you can trust that Gautrain follows all of the COVID protocols and gets you where you need to go on the right side of all of those protocols. Right now as well, though, I want to say a very big shout out to you for joining us today, because yes, we want you to 100% have a beautiful start to your weekend. And like I said before, one of the ways you can do that is by getting involved with all of the competitions. I'm going to remind you about them very soon. But just in terms of us being together here today and hearing about Gautrain, we heard from the CEO, we heard from Bonga, we heard from the beautiful Barbara. I think that we can also be glad that we have such incredible people that are not just at the forefront of something that they pioneered and were part of making what it is today, where we can be proud on the continent to have been the first and continue to absolutely blow it out the water, and also be held to a standard that is outside of the continent. But I think we can say that Gautrain is 100% in safe hands and will continue to take Africa forward. And what do you need to do that? You need to be on the move. Now, for me, just going back to some of the things that I can talk about in terms of my experiences and the Gautrain, I remember many a time in varsity where I was gotten to just not my job, but also a good time on time. I used to travel across the province for us to be together in terms of me and my friends. And it was honestly such a pleasure to be able to jump on the Gautrain. We didn't have to worry about a designated driver. We didn't have to worry about other things going wrong, because all we had to do was get our card and we were there. I also know that the Gautrain is in fact the backbone of many relationships in this here province. With that being said, let's jump into activity 3. Now remember, this is where you can be a winner, and you can in fact go home today with a little bit of a smile, or rather even bigger smile, because on top of being entertained, you've won. So, can you do this? Can you name a country that starts with every letter of the alphabet? It's possible, but it's tough. But you can do it. Let me say it again. This is for activity 3, which could make you a winner today. Can you name a country that starts with every letter of the alphabet? I love this. We're adding some spice. You see how the others, they were like super easy. This is us having some spice and some dice and some nice. I want you to go and put it in the chat. Don't forget to add in your email address, of course, because if you are a winner, you will be contacted by some of the awesome Gautrain people that keep us going and keep us on the move. Let's jump on to clue number 3. Yes, there's so many different competitions going all at one time. I love it. I'm here for it. And it means that you have a better chance of winning. Clue number 3. This is your last destination. Found in the heart of the richest square mile in Africa. The station is 45 meters underground. Meeting point, see you at the top. I'm going to do it again just because I want you to win. Listen properly. This is your last destination. Found in the heart of the richest square mile in Africa. This station is 45 meters underground. Meeting point, see you at the top. My goodness. I don't know, I just read that and it just made me so proud. This one not so difficult, but honestly, the richest square mile in Africa, that's us. That's us, South Africa. I absolutely love it, and I am so keen for us to get into some more of the Gautrain and just how much more we can be proud. But for now, let's cross over to Rosebank because things are going down.
Next train will depart in 10 minutes.
We're at the Rosebank station at the moment. The teams were here for a few moments. They are working through these clues so quickly. One of the pieces of paper that they had to work, one of the clues that they had to work through was name every country of the alphabet. Can you guys do it in studio? Do you know every country with the alphabet in studio? It'll be an interesting thing to do. Let's just see if they could, someone was trying to Google, others were asking other questions. Some people were cheating, listening to others. And some of the conversations on the train were, don't run, because if you fall, I'm not going to pick you up. And then they were trying to form alliances. All right, if you can help me here, I'll help you there. So it's all going down. Where's the next station? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But what you need to do is go follow the Gautrain on Twitter and Instagram. It's at the Gautrain, and use the hashtag Gautrain on the move and make a change. So check all of those out. I think Zanelli's got the next clue for you. If you are watching at home, 1,000 preloaded Gautrain card and a Take a Lot voucher up for grabs. Back to you ladies in studio, and we'll see you at the next station.
Oh, yes, Alex, it is all going down indeed, like he said. And like I reminded you earlier, you're getting the very same clues as well as activities as the awesome contestants that are out and about on the trains, trying to make their wish come true today of winning the competition. So let me help you out like this, right? Don't you want to win? Of course you do. Who doesn't like winning? I mean, we're all already winning just by being here together, but you can be an extra winner, the winner above the winners. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you clue number 3 once again, just so you can have a bit of time with it. Get yourself a little bit closer to being the person I announce soon enough. Clue number 3. This is your last destination. Found in the heart of the richest square mile in Africa. This station is 45 meters underground. Meeting point, see you at the top. What am I talking about? Where is it? What is it? Oh, I already believe that you know what it is. I trust you. And you need to make sure that you put that in the chat along with your email address so that we can get hold of you, because it will be some of the awesome Gautrain peeps that will be getting hold of you if you are, in fact, the winner today. And please get involved. You are not above these prizes, winner, not at all. I know I would put it to use so beautifully if I could get myself an Uber Eats voucher with 1,000 Rand, if I could get myself a Gautrain card loaded with 1,000 Rand and a Take a Lot voucher with 500 Rand. What do you even mean? I feel like that's an early Christmas, and it already does feel like Christmas when we're able to celebrate something as awesome as this, where it's all about us having made it out of something that was a very dark period and being where we are, moving on forward and being on the move with Gautrain. So for me, I definitely think that one thing we all need to take into account as well is just how the Gautrain did in fact keep moving, how it didn't stop, and it allowed everyone who needed to get to where they were going, all of the essential workers, all of the people who didn't have a choice to work at home, to still be where they needed to be, even at a time where it was less and less people. So I think that's something that we can be proud of Gautrain, because that, of course, was a difficult time. But we made it through, and that's why we can look at today as a party. You feel me? We're all just having a bit of a jazzle, a razzle-dazzle, if you will. So, at this point, because this razzle-dazzle continues, I want us to jump over to chat to the man in charge, the one who pulls the strings and makes sure that the Gautrain continues to run oh so beautifully. We're saying hi to William once again. William, are you still going well today? Hi, William. Oh dear, it seems like we're having...
Have you lost
me?
me?
There we go. Yes, now we
There
can
we
hear
go.
you,
You got
William.
me. We're having a great time at Sandton. You can see the sun is shining, people buzzing around, waiting for all the racers to come in.
Yes, oh, Mr. CEO, I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm also so glad that we get to chat to you right now, because this is something I wanted to ask about, right? I was a student not too long ago. And I think that for me, the Gautrain always came to my rescue. So I absolutely love that you've taken the time to say we are going to focus on the students. So may I ask you to please highlight Gautrain's new student card and its benefits? Can you tell us more about it in terms of how it works and everything in between?
Sure. It's called Ride with the G, and it's a student product. It's been launched already, but I think we're really waiting for back to campus activities, probably early in 2022. Great product. You've got to be a student. You've got to be over 18, but you can be young like me and still get it, as long as you're registered at one of the accredited universities in Gauteng. So it is the best product. You get great discounts, up to 25%, which really makes Gautrain affordable for students. And we all know students are on tight budgets, right?
Yes.
So I think this is going to be a great product for our youngsters at Varsity.
Oh, William, I absolutely love that. And can I ask you, what if I'm a student of life? Can I still benefit?
That's what I am too. Unfortunately not. Us students of life excluded. But listen, go to the Gautrain website and also our partner Varsity Vibes. Lots of explanations about how to register and access these fantastic discounts.
Beautiful. William, once again, we are absolutely thankful to you for making decisions such as this to move Gautrain forward and move the rest of South Africa in the right direction. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I absolutely love this. Like I said before, we're learning more about Gautrain. And to the students, take advantage of this. I know how difficult it is. You can now use that money to go and get yourself some extra noodles, you know, a little bit of extra this and that on the side as well. I won't say the other stuff. You know what I'm talking about. But just as a reminder of those of you who missed it earlier, let's take another look at those student discounts available. Check this out.
We are promoting our student product that was launched today. It is really an exciting product, 25% off for students. So we're really here to promote it, to get students involved and to sign up. It'll save you time, it saves you money. It'll hopefully become a lifestyle where you and your mates are comfortable to travel together. Maybe you need to study for that exam and you've got the time now while traveling on the train to study. We have partnered with Varsity Vibe, which is a mobile app or a platform that gives additional discounts to students. Varsity Vibe is supporting us with the accreditation process, and our students benefit from all their different discounts on the platform.
The whole idea is we are for students by students. So, you know, enabling students to help grow different brands, help our own brand grow and help others in the community. We offer exclusive deals and discounts at some of the biggest and most popular brands all over South Africa. Our aim is to help Gautrain student users to get access to our discounts and our exclusive deals and discounts that we have on our platform. And the second function that we're performing is to actually verify the student status. It's something that a lot of brands struggle with, particularly online services or products, is how do we actually verify that this person is a student? So Varsity Vibe is integrated with a number of universities across the country, and we basically verify the student status on the university and the brand's behalf.
Say you go to Varsity at Park Station, but you're traveling from Sandton. Traveling between the two stations is a 25% discount. which in the end is 25% more that you can actually spend on other things.
There's this massive audience of people that are sitting in universities, in colleges, in tertiary institutions that are actively making a difference every day just by getting up and going to lectures. So, being able to make sure that those are the guys that we're looking after in a big way and working with Gautrain to reward them and sort of help them on their way to get to and from university or wherever they may be going. That's why it's so important to make sure that we're giving it to the right people.
The youth truly are our future riders. So we see more and more young people using the Gautrain. It's really building the youth, getting them reliant on Gautrain and comfortable with Gautrain, and then being able to use it as a lifestyle choice for the rest of their lives.
Gautrain, will no longer just be seen as a mode of transport. It's now someone that's actively trying to help you in your day-to-day life. It's integral to, building that brand loyalty as early as possible so that guys are able to continue using Gautrain long after they're a student.
So at the moment, the promotion is running from today, so starting today, till the end of August, but we are probably going to run it beyond that. So it's really targeting students that want to use public transport or need to use public transport to use it. You can follow our social media, Gautrain social media. There's links there. Alternatively, go onto mygautrain.co.za and there's links there. You register, you come get a validated student card, and you're good for good.
At this point, I'm dancing, I'm jiving, I'm living. We're having a good time, and it is also because you are winning. I love it. I love that you're getting involved. And please, get involved some more, because don't forget that you can win yourself a 1,000 Rand Uber voucher if you predict which team is going to be the winner today. But right now, I want to announce who is a winner. In this moment, I gave you clue number 3. I said that this is your last destination. Found in the heart of the richest square mile in Africa, this station is 45 meters underground. Meeting point, see you at the top. Well, I want to congratulate Mark for being the winner of not only 1,000 Rand on a Gautrain card, yes, loaded and locked. I also want you to know, Mark, that you'll be getting yourself a 500 Rand take-a-lot voucher. Look at you, Mark, huh? Your parents would be proud. I love this. Congratulations to you, Mark, as well as our winners from earlier. Don't forget that people from Gautrain will, in fact, be contacting you very, very soon on that email address of yours. Right now, though, we do need to take into account that we are down to the last leg of the race. I can't believe it. Will your favorite have made it? And who will cross the finish line first? That is a very good question. Our team members have the freedom today to keep moving with Gautrain, and they have done so with speed and pride. There's that word again. They will have nurtured relationships and empowered each other to get across the finish line. See what I did there? Huh? Those are the brand pillars of the Gautrain. I've been paying attention. I know, that's what I do. But it's time to get back to Sandton for the end of the race. Are you ready? Are you steady? Let's do it, and let's go check out what is happening on that side. All right, so it seems like they aren't ready quite as yet. And of course, remember there's 10 teams. So there's so much that's going on. All of these different moving parts, all of these different moving people. But I do want to remind you that, like I said, us being on the last leg of the race means that we're going to be announcing a winner for that 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher very soon. So go and make a prediction. Just even choose one, even if it's at random. It could be still you. I don't know who I have as yet. I love them all. But you know what? I'm still going to make a prediction, even though I don't 100% know, because it seems like it is very, very tight. Each and every one of these teams has put their best foot forward, and it has been so beautiful to see. As I mentioned earlier on, they've been nurturing their relationships. They've been working out all of these different puzzles and making sure that they're working together to get to the finish line and hopefully be the winner of incredible prizes today. Once again, I want to also say thank you to you for joining us today. It's been such an epic time together, and I think that when it comes to what we've been able to take out of COVID and all of these hectic times that we found ourselves in, is also just how much we can connect no matter where we are. So you could be joining us right now from East London, from Port Elizabeth, to absolutely anywhere. So what I'm going to do right now, because I've been told we need to look at the poll winner. Yes, it's just come in. The powers that be, they tell me things and I have to do it. And I love it because it's all about you winning. So, do you want to know who won the poll competition today? Remember in the beginning when I said you need to answer some of the polls? And some of the information will come at you through what we are learning today about Gautrain. So this person was even paying attention. Hey, you listened properly and I'm your fan. I want to congratulate the ever so amazing Mashiko, who wins themselves a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. I did say that payday is still a way away. So this, Mashiko, it's for you. Well done, because there's many of us who are envying it right now. I hope you enjoyed, Mashiko. And once again, don't forget that there will be a Gautrain compatriot that will be in touch with you to give you your prize for entering on this beautiful day with Gautrain. So in a bit, we're going to be crossing over to the teams and finding out what is happening and seeing who it is that is the winner. But thank you for being such a winner today, just by taking part in all of the different competitions and having a little bit of fun with us. Because as I mentioned earlier, all of the different activities that you've been doing, they've been done by the contestants as well. So that was what they were groomed and put through. But the very interesting thing was that in between all of that, they had to jump on a train, get to the next place, and I also find it so exciting that they couldn't figure out where to go if they didn't know what the answer was. So if they didn't know what the last destination was, found in the heart of the richest square mile in Africa, then they would have gone to the wrong place. And that would have been it. And I think that's what makes the stakes so high today with Gautrain and us playing this incredible competition. So don't go anywhere because we are that much closer to finding out what is happening. My name is Zanele Potelwa, and I'm so grateful that you've joined us. And don't forget, it is the beautiful Alicia as well as Alex that are keeping us in touch with what is happening. Before we jump into what is going on around Gauteng with our beautiful contestants, have a look at this, will you?
Gautrain, the golden thread that connects Gauteng. Get your Swift card for all things work, play, and all that matters to you. Then tap your card and wait for your train.
Train approaching. Stand back from the platform edge.
During the week, take a ride to your area where you will board a bus which is linked to the train. And for play during weekends, you can use the only bus route operating to the Mall of Africa. If your preferred area does not have a bus route, don't despair, because at just 10 Rand, you can commute onto the coolest shuttle in town, the Gautrain Midibus. You will find the Gautrain Midibuses at Hatfield, Centurion, Marlborough and Sandton stations respectively. And if you're keen on some family fun during weekends, you can use the Gautrain Midibuses to Monte Casino, which are also linked to the train operating hours. The card that unlocks your journey is hassle-free and cashless. This card has the ability to lead you to work, the mall, a concert, or even a cricket game, whatever you deem as work or play. 9 years on, and the Gautrain is still connecting the people of Gauteng. It's fast, efficient, and integrated with other public transport modes. Here's to you, your journey, and where it may lead you.
we go, here we go. Would you look at that? That's the excitement I'm talking about. That's what happens when you get to the right station and you get there screaming and happy and doing the things because it's gotten you that much closer to where you need to be. I can also just see the size of relief from each and every one of them. They're like, yes, we made it. We didn't go to the wrong station. There's hugs, there's laughs, there's high fives, and it is all in the name of us celebrating today with this beautiful competition. I absolutely love it. And as we mentioned earlier on, this was all about nurturing relationships and us working together and the teams working together to show who exactly they are and what they can do. Look at that, the jumping up and down, the happiness, the jubilation. I live for these moments. I think we all should.
Sorry.
Reminds us what it is in life
Daisy
that
came
we
on
need
the
to
same
do
train.
and what we need to be about. There's Alex. I see him. I'm sure he's going to grab the mic and hopefully chat to us and some of the people that came through. I think soon enough we're going to find out who the winner is, who took the top spot, who's doing the things that needed to be done. And I can't wait because, of course, they're going to be taking home something very, very exciting. I think that also when it comes to this competition, it probably was very, very close all along. I don't think that at any point was there anybody who was like completely left behind, you know, did their own thing.
We need Alex on
Just
camera.
Mabena. No. Everybody put their best foot forward, and this is what I love. I see Alex getting ready. Let's see if we can cross over to him. I also see some of the contestants.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Are you going to
those
mute
are
and I'm going to
winners.
swap?
We're about to find out. I'm so excited. This is amazing. Gautrain, man, look at you doing the things. I wonder if this is in fact the team that will take the prize today. And did you bet on them? Did you go and put it in the chat? Did you tell us that that's who you think is going to win? Does that possibly mean that you're a winner as well of the 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher? We're going to be finding out soon enough from Alex. It seems like there's a lot of hubbub that's happening, and of course, this is what happens when we have such an exciting thing happening all around Well, it seems like Alex is chatting to some of the peeps that came
Sandton station a little bit earlier. What are you waiting for?
So when we got flashback, yeah, this.
You mute, I'll unmute.
We only look at ourselves, so we always knew we were going to win.
Which was the most challenging challenge for you? Which stop?
I think running up these stairs. Yeah. For me, yeah. Running up the stairs. But for me, the first challenge, we were like almost dead last, and we actually pushed through to come win it.
And I saw one of the challenges you guys had to name every country with the alphabet. Did you guys figure that out? Did anybody help you?
No. We just did it.
Which country stuck out for you guys?
Qatar. Yeah.
Cute. All right, well, listen, while that's you guys, we're going to chat to you a little bit later. We're also going to cross to the CEO in just a moment. So, back to you guys in the studio. This is incredible. I think we're going to find William, the CEO, in a moment, and we'll find out also what's happening with Gautrain. So, yeah, stick around. We'll come back to you. I think maybe you guys have got some clues in the studio that you can tell. Maybe some other prizes. There's still lots of prizes up for grabs. And make sure you do go to all the social media pages at the Gautrain on Twitter, on Instagram, hashtag Gautrain on the move as well, and make a change. So, all right, guys, well done. We'll catch up with you a little bit later while the people at the office are going to be shouting your name.
Thank you guys.
Back to you guys in studio.
We are the champions, my friends. I promise to never sing again. I won't do that. Public indecency. I apologize. I got excited. But this is why, because we have some winners, absolute champions for the competition today for Gautrain, and us celebrating where we find ourselves, and honestly and truly celebrating you, the person who makes Gautrain what it is. I am so keen because very soon we're going to be telling you all the details about how the team did it and exactly who won themselves a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher by betting on the right team. But before we get to all of that and even chat to William, Mr. CEO, I want to quickly jump into activity 3 and just remind you how you can be a winner. Can you name a country that starts with every letter of the alphabet? I believe in you. You can do this. I'm going to say it again. Can you name a country that starts with every letter of the alphabet? Remember, this wins you a Gautrain card loaded with 1,000 Rand as well as a 500 Rand take-a-lot voucher. Right now, it seems like, if I am seeing correct, the winner has been winner number one. Am I reading right? Number one? Team one? What? You took the number one and you ran with it. Look at you go. Team one is in fact the winner of the competition today, and we absolutely love it. Congratulations. And if you're somebody who bet on team one, which would have been probably, the best guess, then you could possibly be taking home a 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. I'm going to tell you very soon. But congratulations to Team 1. They did it. I know more than anything else. Yes, the clues were easy. The clues were hard. But remember, you had to jump on the right trains. You had to get there on time. And as you heard from Team 1, they said the hardest thing for them today was running up the stairs because it was so physically grueling. And it also looks like the boys had a very good time in terms of all of those clues, because I would have thought some of them would have been the hardest, but no, for them, easy peasy, and I love it. Right now, we're going to jump into something before we get to chatting to the CEO, Mr. William. Stick around.
Next train will depart in 10 minutes.
Here we go. We've got William on the other side, our Mr. CEO. William, we would love to please ask just for a few words from you about this incredible day that we've had today.
It's just a final closeout on this fun day with one serious message. I'm standing here in Sandton. 15 years ago, this was a dust bowl. This was an absolute dust bowl. People didn't want to come here. Look around now. All of it happened because we built a Gautrain station. So the serious part of the message is we've got to grow. We've got to bring this to Randburg. We've got to bring this to Cosmos City. We've got to take it to Soweto, because Gautrain transforms the economy through smart mobility.
Oh man, William, I feel like you're speaking my language. And then after that, can we go into the other provinces? Because my home province, we've been crying for it as well, hey?
Amen, sister.
Yes, I love that. We heard it from the CEO himself, William. And as I said before, we're so grateful to him because the ship that he is captaining is doing so well. And this is why we can all be proud as South Africa. Maybe you can be proud of yourself. Yes, the powers that be are talking to me again. Let's see who our winner today is for the 1,000 Rand Uber Eats voucher. And remember, I'm open to making friends. That's who I am. I love that. So, to this person, Ingrid, congratulations. You just won yourself 1,000 Rand worth of Uber Eats vouchers, and I am so happy for you. Go and eat and be merry and just be with your loved ones, my love. We appreciate you and thank you for getting involved in the competition. And don't forget, a Gautrain compatriot will be in touch with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe it. We have come to the end of such a beautiful day and such an incredible time together. I do want to reiterate that once again, you must remember that this was a celebration of us having made it out of such a tough time and us now being on the move to hopefully getting back to where we were before and even beyond. You must remember as well that Gautrain is where you will always be on the move, because that's what it's all about. We thank you so much for joining us. You are absolutely amazing. And please remember, safe travels on your next Gautrain trip, because that's exactly what it is. It's always safe, it's always smooth, always efficient, and always on time. We love you, and be good. Bye-bye.